Hey guys, Chad here with another video. So today's video is a top 15 summer freshies. Now I've done a top 15 or a top 10 summer fragrances before, but those had like leather based fragrances, some classy ones, some great going out fragrances. These for the most part are strictly just clean summer light aquatics type of fragrances, hence the name freshies. Alright, so there are some very below the radar fragrances. I like to get a lot of fragrances that really just don't get a lot of talk about, that are not well known. Keeps my channel a little bit interesting, and I like to set myself apart from some of the other guys. Alright, so just like in all my other videos, these are in no particular order. This one I actually got quite recently. Really nice by this one. I was going to pick this one up, but the girlfriend decided to surprise me, and thankfully I'm glad she did. And this is Cartier, or Cartier Declaration L'Eau. Very clean, fresh, just like every other one of these fragrances in this list. Really nice from Cartier. It's a little bit different from a lot of their other brands, but this and Roadster are probably my very favorite fragrances from the house. This one here is definitely gonna have to have in your list. Versace Pour Homme gets a lot of comparisons to Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but this one is definitely a little bit lighter, not as sweet. Doesn't last as long, but I actually prefer this one over Allure Homme Sport. Just really nice, clean, fresh aquatic. This one I just released a video, an exclusive on this one. So this is definitely fresh fragrance, just because it does have the citrus, but it does have some white florals, and that is Mental Soleil de Capri. Very interesting fragrance. It is unisex, so both women can pull it. Both men and women can pull this one off. It doesn't really lead. You know what? It does lead a little bit more towards the masculinity, but women can pull this one off quite nicely. Now, when it comes to unisex fragrances, I think for the most part, depending on what it is, of course, it leads, like, a lot of them are more masculine than feminine, but this one can go both ways. I would not be offended or turn off if a woman were actually wearing this one. That is Soleil de Capri. So this one is a very fresh, light fragrance. It's got like a nice nutmeg during the dry down, but during the opening it's got like a nice pineapple and other fruity concoctions, and that is, I love just Cavalli. I don't know. So it's from Roberto Cavalli. I just love Cavalli or whatever. Did a video on this one. It's not bad. I think it's more suited towards the young guys. So I think the hipster generation would really like this one a lot more than someone my age. This one is a classic. It's been around since, I believe, 1988. You have to have this one in your freshie list, or just your summer fragrance wardrobe, and that is Davidoff Cool Water. So I got this decant here from my man Rio Cappuccino. It's fresh. It gets a lot of comparisons to, I believe it's Green Irish Tweed. I'm not exactly sure, but this one definitely doesn't last as long, but it's still it's a classic. This one deserves to be in the Fragrance Hall of Fame, including this one. Actually, this one's been around for 11 years, and it does come across as that old man vibe that some people think, just because it has that mossy feel, but Polo Blue. So any age can pull this one off, to like your 20-year-olds to your 60-year-old men. Definitely a really nice fragrance from the house of Polo. I'm not a big fan of Ralph Lauren, but this one actually is quite nice. All right, so a fragrance that gets a lot of flack. So like the house gets a lot of flack for being synthetic. So a lot of guys don't like this house. It is Azzaro, and it's not chrome, but it's actually Chrome Sport. So it does come across as the original, but it's not as metallic. It does smell like, from the opening, it smells a lot like the original, but it's not as metallic. It doesn't last as long, and it is a sportier type of fragrance. It is lighter, and it is fresher than the original Chrome. Alright, so this one here, definitely have to have in your collection. Everybody has to have this one in their collection. Chanel Bleu. Blast is citrus, clean, light. Women love this fragrance. I'm not gonna lie, I think like most guys, when they do their top 10 most complimentary fragrances, this one for the most part makes the list, and for good reason. Some guys don't like it because it's considered a safe fragrance, but your average woman is gonna love this fragrance, guys. So that's Chanel Bleu. This one here is a decant that I got from Mr. Cubby. It is a fresh fragrance. It's got like a green cut lawn sort of vibe, and that's Carolina Herrera 212 for men. This is probably the first Carolina Herrera fragrance that I smelled, and I was actually really surprised by this one. I really like this. I just may buy a bottle for next season, or next year I should say. Really, really nice. Really taken back by this one. So, and this one is came out, I believe it was last year or the year before. Doesn't get a lot of talk about. A lot of people don't like it. I could understand why, but it's really not that bad. And that is Givenchy Gentleman Only. I think it's like a flanker to the original Givenchy Gentleman that came out in either the 70s or the 80s. But this one is definitely not as strong. It's a little bit different from your, than your regular freshies out there. I don't know what it is, but it is a little bit different. I'm still reviewing this one, still trying to get more of a vibe for it. So that is Givenchy Gentleman Only. This one came out this year, and I did an exclusive on it. Definitely a very nice fragrance from the house of Kenneth Cole, and that is Mankind. It's got a pineapple note and some other shit that I just can't remember. It doesn't last the longest on me. I only get like anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, but some guys have gotten 8 or 10, which I kind of envy you, because this is actually a really nice fragrance from the house. I'm not a big fan of, well, when it comes to Kenneth Cole, the brand in general, I really like. The fragrances, however, I'm not a big fan of, except for the RSVP that I use in the wintertime. So that is Kenneth Cole Mankind. This one you definitely have to have in your collection, guys. Everybody has this one in their summer arsenal, just because it's such a cheap fragrance for a great quality product, and that is Nautica Voyage. It's got that oceanic vibe. It's cheap, like for I think it's a 100 ml bottle, you can get it for like $25 if you get it online, or it's some of your discounters. Don't get it at Macy's, The Bay, Sears. They just jack up the price. So if you're paying over $25, you're definitely overpaying, so you have to look around. This one's not hard to find. You can go on Fragrance X, Amazon, Fragrance Net. So definitely look into this one, guys. Really, really popular. I wouldn't say it's really popular, but I think it's a great product for the price. So like, it is a little popular, but it's not over popular. Okay, so that's Nautica Voyage. So these three, the last three in this list, are below the radars. One came out, actually I think 2 of these came out this year, and the other one just doesn't get any talk about. Did an exclusive on it, Biotherm Force. It's a sporty type of fragrance, very clean. It's a little, it is sweet. It is really, really nice. I was very surprised by this one. Just wasn't expecting much from Biotherm, you know. But the fragrance on me lasts, I think, 5 to 6 hours, which is really, really good actually. And I do like this one. So this one here, I believe came out this year. Not exactly sure, or it might have come out last year. But it is from Michel Germain. It's not bad. It's not one of my favorites, however, and that is Sexual Steel. I know the name is a little bit different, so when I do my review of this one, it's definitely going to be probably a bit of a comedic one. So it's not a bad fragrance. It does have that metallic note, just like Azzar's Chrome, but this one is definitely a lot lighter. I prefer Chrome over this one, so I don't know if there's any comparisons to the two, but this one just doesn't last as long. I think I only get like 4 hours at the most. So that's Sexual Steel by Michel Germain. Now the last one, I did an exclusive on this one. I'm gonna redo it, because the last time I did it was a first impressions. So when I did it on the day I bought it was the day I shot it. So definitely gonna have to look into this one a little bit more, but I do like this one, and that is Armani Code Ice. This has got your citrus, your clean type of feel with some ginger in it. I think it could also be good for the autumn time as well. So spring, summer, and autumn. But definitely have to wear this one a little bit more to get more of a feel for it. So that is Armani Code Ice. Alright guys, so that is my top list, or I should say top 15 summer freshies. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.